Hey boys and girls, welcome to another super exciting, outrageous toy review. Today we are taking a look at a Marvel Legends figure in special Uncanny X-Men packaging, an homage to the Toy Biz X-Men line, celebrating 80 years of Marvel Comics. Here's the new Iceman next to a classic Archangel figure from that Toy Biz line. You can see, obviously, the scale's different, but the packaging is a total homage to those vintage figures. The back of his package has cross-sell, showing off some of the other characters in this wave, including Storm, Wolverine, Dazzler, Iceman, Cyclops, and the Silver Samurai. On the far side, there is a little artist rendition of the character. These were normally call-outs to the action feature of the X-Men figure on the Toy Biz line. And down below that, there is a little bio for the character. Too bad we only get warnings down here in the bottom corner. There's no chance to subscribe to Marvel Comics at a significant discount. That's how I first started subscribing to X-Men comics. Here we've got Iceman out of the package, and I have previously reviewed a Marvel Legends Iceman figure on the channel, but he was a little bit more modern in design. He has a little bit of the icicles going on his shoulders. He has, like, ice hair sculpted on him, whereas the 90s version of Iceman was super clean. You know, it looked like a bald guy. He basically, Bobby Drake's entire appearance vanished when he turned into Iceman. As a kid, Iceman was my favorite X-Men. I decided that he was my favorite before I had read very many of the comics. I just thought he had cool powers. I thought he looked neat. I liked the fact that he was kind of the jokester of the team. And the kid that I used to play X-Men with at school insisted on always being Wolverine. So Iceman became my first favorite. Eventually, Gambit kind of snuck in there as a second favorite of mine. And of course, Wolverine. But, you know, he's the Snake Eyes of the X-Men universe. Everybody universally likes him. Iceman is made out of a weird plastic. He's like a pearlized, silverish gray. He has a little bit of a Silver Surfer look to him, which is one of the reasons I've always suspected why perhaps they switched over to Bobby having ice hair and some other ice features to make him more distinguishable from the Silver Surfer. Of course, he does have his X belt on, so that does tell you right away that he is one of the X-Men. But he's definitely reflecting the yellow from my lights a lot. I don't think he's see-through at all that I could tell. Sometimes Iceman figures are very transparent. He's got articulation at the head. It's a ball and a hinge joint there. So he has a really nice range of motion at the head. He's got shoulder joints that pivot and rotate. Unfortunately, you can see that he's got like a white connector pin in there that's not super nice looking. But it's not terrible. He's got a swivel just below that. He's got double jointed elbows for a good range of motion. And then below that, he's got a rotation at the wrist, and that also has a hinge point. Both of his hands are sculpted into fists, and he has no ice effect that attaches to it. I think it's okay. I'm not sure what kind of hands I would give Iceman. I feel like one fist and one sort of open, like projecting ice hand would be kind of nice, but these work. He's got a crunch at the waist, no rotation below that. Some characters do. He's got a nice range of motion at the hips, forward and backwards, out to the side, and then a rotation just below that. He has double jointed knees, a boot cut, which is actually hidden really nice. I mean, it just looks like it's where his boots start, but it's a rotation. And then below that, he has a pivot and rockers. For an accessory, Iceman comes with a small ice slide base. It's just a few icicles on two different levels there, but it does look nice for him, and it works out pretty well since they don't give him a second head or like a mutant energy effect. And of course, he needs that ice slide to pay homage to his vintage Toy Biz figure. The vintage Toy Biz figure was made completely out of translucent plastic and had some special paint on him that was reactive to cold, so you could throw him in the freezer and these icicles would change to a bluish color. One noticeable difference in design is that this figure has more distinguished boots on in his ice form. It would have been kind of interesting if they had used possibly Cyclops' boots to give him that same kind of effect. I'm not complaining, though, because I do kind of like the sleek look where he doesn't have the boots. Now, this Wolverine is not from the 80th anniversary wave. He's a previous Marvel Legends release, but this is my best homage to that original wave of Toy Biz X-Men figures I can make using my Marvel Legends. Thanks for watching this super exciting, outrageous toy review. Make sure to like, subscribe, and check out our other videos.